A planetary retrograde occurs when a planet appears to move backward in its orbit from our perspective on Earth. This optical illusion happens because of the differing speeds and positions of Earth and the planet in question. In astrology, retrogrades hold significant symbolic meaning, often signaling a time to revisit, reflect, and reassess aspects of life related to the retrograding planet's domain. Retrogrades are seen as periods of introspection and review rather than forward motion. They challenge us to reconsider, refine, or correct ongoing efforts, especially in areas governed by the retrograding planet. Retrogrades affect everyone differently depending on their natal chart. Key influences are strongest if the retrograding planet aspects significant points in your chart. For example, a Venus retrograde in your sun sign may deeply affect relationships, while a Mercury retrograde in your natal third house could create communication challenges. Retrogrades are not inherently negative. They provide opportunities to correct course and deepen self-awareness, making them vital phases in the rhythm of astrological cycles. Several planets retrograde every year, though the length and frequency vary depending on their distance from the Sun. Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn retrograde every year without fail. Venus and Mars retrograde less frequently, though they influence personal themes more strongly when they do. The outer planets, namely Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, spend nearly half the year in retrograde due to their long orbits and slower movements. Mercury, the planet of communication, technology, and travel, retrogrades approximately 3 to 4 times each year, lasting about 3 weeks per retrograde period. These retrogrades are relatively frequent because Mercury, being the planet closest to the Sun, has a short orbital period of only about 88 days. This rapid movement often creates the optical illusion of Mercury reversing its direction in the sky from Earth's perspective. Each retrograde occurs roughly every 3 months, dividing the year into intervals that allow Mercury to pass through a retrograde phase repeatedly. Mercury retrogrades are known to bring challenges in communication, travel frustrations, and technological glitches. Old friends, ex-partners, or unresolved issues may resurface, offering opportunities for closure. Emails, texts, and conversations may lead to confusion or misinterpretation. Mercury retrograde can cloud judgment or create indecision. Even though these are often deemed as negative influences by many, Mercury retrogrades are time portals for reflection, re-evaluation, and addressing unresolved matters in these areas. During Mercury retrogrades, people are admonished to avoid signing major agreements if possible and revisit old projects instead. Practice patience and use this time for reflection rather than escalation, and double-check details, clarify messages, and avoid assumptions. Concerning travel, it is important to plan extra time for trips, confirm reservations, and prepare for flexibility during Mercury retrogrades. While the dates and zodiac signs of Mercury retrogrades change each year, their symbolic significance as opportunities for introspection and course correction remains consistent. Venus, the planet of love, retrogrades approximately once every 18 months for about 6 weeks. Venus governs relationships, love, and finances. Venus retrogrades do not occur every year, but periodically within the nearly 2-year cycle. Venus retrogrades are not inherently negative, but invite us to pause and reassess key aspects of life tied to connection and value systems. In relationships, old lovers or unresolved issues in partnerships may resurface, offering opportunities for reflection, closure, or rekindling. Challenges in current relationships may become more pronounced, urging a re-evaluation of compatibility, boundaries, and priorities. It is also a period to examine personal values, self-esteem, and what brings you joy and fulfillment. Regarding finances, it is not a favorable time for significant financial investments, as choices made during this period may not align with long-term goals. It's a good time to reassess budgets, savings plans, and financial priorities. Venus retrogrades are time portals to think deeply about your values and relationships without rushing to make irreversible decisions. Misunderstandings might arise, and the focus must be on resolving rather than escalating conflicts. Venus retrograde is an excellent time for self-care, introspection, and understanding what truly makes you happy. Mars, the planet of war, retrogrades approximately once every 2 years, lasting about 2 to 2.5 months. Mars governs action, ambition, and conflict. Mars retrograde can feel like hitting a slowdown in areas of ambition and drive. It may bring fatigue or frustration in achieving goals, prompting introspection about one's direction and energy use. Mars retrograde periods are ideal for revisiting past actions, strategies, and conflicts. This is a time to reflect on whether the methods being used are productive or require adjustment. Mars rules aggression and passion. During retrograde, unresolved tensions can resurface, leading to misunderstandings or conflicts. It's a period to handle disputes with care and focus on resolution rather than escalation. Projects or plans requiring assertive action may experience delays or obstacles. Mars retrograde encourages patience and strategic thinking, as forcing progress can backfire. Mars governs physical vitality, so retrograde may bring a need to reassess exercise routines or address old injuries. It's a good time to avoid overexertion and prioritize rest. Mars retrograde invites exploration of what truly inspires or motivates you. Activities or passions that no longer resonate may be left behind, making room for pursuits aligned with personal growth. During Mars retrogrades, people are admonished to avoid starting new, aggressive ventures and be cautious with impulsive actions or decisions, as outcomes may be less favorable. Mars retrogrades encourage slowing down, reassessing your approach, and redirecting energy toward long-term goals rather than short-term gains. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, retrogrades once annually for about 4 months. Jupiter governs expansion, philosophy, and growth. Jupiter is associated with expansion, optimism, and progress. During retrogrades, its energy turns inward, encouraging self-reflection on personal beliefs, values, and goals. It is a time to reevaluate what growth and success mean on a deeper personal level. Opportunities for growth, travel, or education may slow down or require a second look. Jupiter retrograde is a chance to fine-tune plans and ensure alignment with long-term values rather than rushing forward. Projects, travel, or business ventures tied to growth may face delays or require restructuring. These challenges encourage patience and precision. Jupiter rules higher learning and philosophy, making retrograde periods ideal for examining your belief systems and spiritual practices. Jupiter retrograde is not necessarily negative. It is an essential time to pause, reflect, and ensure that your life's expansion is rooted in wisdom and authenticity. Saturn, the planet of discipline, retrogrades once annually for approximately 4.5 months. A Saturn retrograde is a period of introspection and re-evaluation of the themes that Saturn governs, mainly discipline, structure, responsibility, boundaries, and long-term goals. Saturn retrogrades symbolize a reversal or slowing of energy, offering opportunities to revisit and refine these areas in our lives. During Saturn retrograde, unresolved issues related to commitments, career, or personal discipline often resurface. It is a time to reassess how responsibilities are being managed and whether boundaries are effective. Saturn is associated with the foundations we build in life, career, relationships, or personal growth. Retrogrades may highlight cracks in these foundations, encouraging us to repair or restructure. Saturn is often referred to as the Lord of Karma, and its retrograde is thought to bring karmic lessons or consequences to the forefront. Past actions, particularly those involving integrity and effort, may be revisited. Saturn retrograde can slow down progress, forcing us to approach goals with greater patience and persistence. It often emphasizes the importance of taking deliberate and well-thought-out steps. Instead of external authority figures or societal structures enforcing rules, Saturn retrograde pushes for self-accountability. This is a time to cultivate inner discipline and assess personal growth. During Saturn retrogrades, people are admonished to pay attention to recurring themes or lessons in life, avoid making major commitments or decisions without careful thought, and use this time to refine their vision for the future. Uranus retrogrades, which last about 5 months each year, influence themes of personal freedom, innovation, and radical change. Uranus, the planet of rebellion, governs sudden insights, unexpected shifts, and the urge to break free from limitations. During retrogrades, its energy turns inward, prompting self-reflection and re-evaluation in these areas. Uranus retrograde asks us to reconsider how we approach independence and individuality. Are we truly free, or do we need to let go of outdated structures or beliefs? While Uranus is often linked to external upheavals, its retrograde can lead to internal aha moments, where hidden insights or repressed desires for change come to light. If Uranus aspects critical points in a natal chart, the retrograde may feel disruptive. It could bring surprises or force reflection on areas where you've been resistant to change. On a societal level, Uranus retrogrades highlight systemic re-evaluations, particularly in technology, innovation, and collective ideologies. During Uranus retrogrades, people are admonished to reassess areas where they have felt constrained or rebellious, stay flexible, as surprises may arise that ultimately redirect them positively, and use this time to explore new ideas or ways of thinking. A Neptune retrograde occurs annually for about 5 to 6 months and is a period of heightened introspection and spiritual alignment. Neptune governs dreams, illusions, creativity, intuition, and spirituality, so its retrograde affects these areas in nuanced and often profound ways. During direct motion, Neptune can create a fog, blurring reality and fantasy. In retrograde, this fog lifts, allowing for clearer insights and the unveiling of hidden truths. Illusions, deceptions, or self-delusions may be exposed, offering opportunities for deeper understanding. Retrograde periods invite introspection and spiritual growth. It's a time to reconnect with intuition, explore deeper truths, and refine one's spiritual or creative practices. Neptune retrograde can inspire re-evaluation of artistic or creative projects, fostering authenticity and meaningful expression. Heightened emotional awareness can bring suppressed feelings to the surface, leading to personal healing and emotional release. Habits or behaviors used to escape reality, such as daydreaming, substance use, or overindulgence in fantasies, may come under scrutiny. Neptune retrograde urges healthier coping mechanisms. Neptune's influence in uncovering hidden truths may be unsettling, especially if it involves long-standing beliefs or relationships. Neptune retrograde is ultimately a time of recalibration, offering clarity and the opportunity to align more deeply with your true self and spiritual path. Pluto's retrogrades, which occur annually for about 5 to 6 months, have a profound influence on themes of transformation, power, and the subconscious. Astrologically, Pluto governs deep-seated change, rebirth, and the dismantling of outdated structures. During its retrograde periods, these themes take on an introspective or internalized focus. Pluto retrogrades encourage individuals to confront hidden fears, unresolved traumas, and subconscious patterns. It's a time to reflect on personal power dynamics and release what no longer serves growth. Issues of power, control, and authority often resurface. This might manifest in relationships, work environments, or even internal struggles. Pluto retrogrades prompt a re-evaluation of how power is used or misused, urging us to realign with healthier dynamics. It symbolizes the destruction of outdated systems, whether in personal habits, societal structures, or global paradigms. It creates opportunities for renewal and transformation akin to the mythical phoenix rising from ashes. This period emphasizes exploring the shadow self, which includes hidden desires, suppressed emotions, or aspects of the psyche we often avoid. This can lead to deep psychological breakthroughs and healing. On a macro level, Pluto retrogrades reflect shifts in societal power structures, economic systems, and collective transformation. They often align with events that challenge existing institutions, revealing corruption or catalyzing reforms. During Pluto retrogrades, people are admonished to reflect on past experiences, to understand current challenges and future growth, engage in healing practices like therapy, journaling, or meditation to explore deeper emotions, and be mindful of control struggles in relationships or workplaces and strive for balance. In summary, the concept of retrogrades is a cardinal reality in astrology that invites reflection, patience, and adaptability in the respective domains of the various planets when in retrograde, offering opportunities to reassess priorities and align with broader cosmic energies. When a retrograde planet appears in a natal chart, its energy is expressed more inwardly or subtly. Retrograde impacts vary based on their aspects to natal planets and houses in your chart. Thank you for joining us on this journey through uncovering the various planetary retrogrades and their influence. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. Get interactive with our dedicated experts in astrology and life coaching by leaving your thoughts and questions in the comments section. Until next time, keep exploring the stars.